At brunch, my mom said, "If not for pity, nobody would have invited you." I took a sip of coffee and smiled. Can you imagine your own mother looking you dead in the eye? At a fancy brunch, no less. And telling you the only reason you're even included in the family at all is out of pity? Yeah, that's what my mother Elaine told me that Sunday. And in that moment, as my world tilted on its axis, I knew everything had to change. I'm Charmaine, I'm 35, and honestly, I'm still navigating the complicated scars my family left behind. For years, I'd been a successful software developer, building a life far from their toxicity, but somehow I still kept that occasional, agonizing contact. Last Sunday, it was an invitation to an upscale brunch. To catch up. But between the clinking mimosas and overpriced avocado toast, my mother leaned forward, that familiar smirk playing on her lips, and delivered the ultimate blow. Charmaine, you are lucky we even include you. Pity goes a long way. I just sipped my coffee, a thin smile plastered on my face. But that night? Oh, that night was different. I logged in, disabled every single family credit account, and immediately emailed my lawyer about selling the family cabin. This wasn't just about money. This was about reclaiming my entire life. See, growing up in Fairfield, Connecticut, our sprawling colonial home with its manicured lawn and heated pool looked like privilege from the outside. But inside, it was an emotional wasteland. Every corner of that 4-bedroom house permeated with an icy coldness, a fortress of expectations I could never quite meet. My childhood bedroom, painted pale blue at my mother's insistence despite my desperate plea for green, became my sanctuary and my prison. From elementary school through high school, I was the perfect student. Straight A's, honor societies, captain of the debate team. Yet my achievements seemed to collect dust while my brother Nathan received lavish praise for his utterly mediocre baseball performance and average grades. At my high school graduation, where I delivered the valedictorian speech, my father Richard was checking his BlackBerry. My mother later complained my dress looked department store. "We expect excellence from you, Charmaine," my father would dismissively say whenever I showed him a perfect report card or academic award. "Nathan needs more encouragement. He's not naturally gifted like you." It was this constant backhanded compliment, this twisted justification for their emotional neglect, that became the soundtrack of my youth. Our family wealth came from Richard Wilson Enterprises, a commercial real estate company my father built from scratch in the 80s. By the time I was 10, they owned shopping centers across 3 states. My mother, a former beauty queen, dedicated herself to climbing social ladders. She served on charity boards, not from compassion, but for connections. She hosted elaborate dinner parties where I was briefly showcased like an exotic pet before being sent back upstairs. It was always about appearances. The family cabin in Vermont, nestled on Lake Champlain with 6 bedrooms and a private dock, was the crown jewel of our public image, a symbol of wholesome togetherness. It appeared on our Christmas cards, a legend of full story video added in below.